I may be live, but there's no point in saying anything until somebody arrives with me. Is there anybody out there that has got nothing to do? That's the question. I'm sure there are. What a terrible assumption. Just assuming that I can just go live and somebody will come along and go, oh yeah, I've got fuck all else to do. Dino Dad these days though. Oh, yeah, 1:26, I'm about to go to bed. You go, Dino Dad. I didn't even know I was going to do a live. I just thought, why not? Why not? I'm in need of warming myself up somewhat here. Please don't consider you have to stay here. What a terrible thing. What an obligation. If you know people doing live streams and you feel like you have to just stay there just to show some sort of support when you have things you desperately need to do, like have sleep, because you've got work. You've got work, and that's more important. So, there we go. Oh. How long can I do that before I make my hands hurt? Does it really work? I'll see what works better. What works better is the hairdryer, and it's going to create quite a bit of noise. Stick it up your top like that. You know, when you get in the car and you crank the heating up full and you have that moment of being too hot because you put the heating on and you're going to go get the heating up your arms like that. Oh, that's what that's like. Of course, it's not a particularly energy efficient way of warming yourself up, is it? But it's a quick way, and maybe a way of just kick-starting yourself into being warmer, tricking yourself into being warmer even. So once you've tricked yourself into it, you can move around a bit more, and then suddenly, then what you're doing is you're generating your own energy. It's easy enough to generate your own energy just by simply moving around a little bit, and that's how you do it. That's how you do it, basically. Easy peasy. I would say Emma Lemon Squeezy, but I'm not going to do. Who fancies a cup of tea? Well, I'll tell you who does. Me. Next question. Who's just had a cup of tea and doesn't really need one? I'll tell you. Me. I've just had one cup of tea and now I'm going to have another one because that's the way I do things. I've just uploaded a video onto this channel, which again, it's nice to just have this as my extra channel. I'd say informal channel, but none of it's formal, is it? But the Captain Mustard is for the extra bits. That's how it's become more and more, for extra things. I don't have to put everything all onto one channel. I don't want Project Nigel to be clogged with all of the things I could just bung on there. So this is what this is for, and that's why there are so many people from the other channel and so many people who watch the other channel that would go nowhere near this one because they're just not interested in all of the extra bits or live streams or whatever it is I may well have to offer here, which honestly isn't a great deal, but I do try. I'm trying to offer some sort of value within this channel because it started off, it went wee, and then it went whoa, like that, didn't it? Do you remember? I do. I most definitely do. And ideally, I would like some of these new people that are joining clearly right now to just take pity. Take pity on this poor bearded man who's clearly rather far too cold. And do the like on the live stream. Watch me drink cups of tea. Have a look at these curious videos that I keep posting. Maybe even ponder as to the reason why I would do such a thing in the first place. Because, honestly, I don't really know. Well, double honestly, yes I do know. Yes I do. I'm an internet person. I want more internets to come my way. I want more of the, I want a bigger piece of the pie, let's say. Of course, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? You sit down at the table and there it is, the big old pie, and the pie is to share around everyone. But in this world, it's not a fair world, is it? So some people get a much bigger piece of pie than the others. And the worst thing is, that there are many people out there that get just a tiny piece of the pie, yet they've worked really hard for that piece, while others get a massive piece of pie and they've done absolutely Jeff all to earn it. Isn't it strange that there is where we aim to be one of those people that have done nothing but get everything. Yeah, there's a philosophical nugget for you straight away. Let's kick off with some philosophical nuggets. Well done me, right? Yes. So what was I going to say? Why am I doing a live stream in the first place? Partly because it involves moving around and I'm more likely to get warmed up doing a live stream than what I am messing around with cold bits of metal, freezing, rapping the old knuckles, and getting highly frustrated. Because I do have work to do here. I have work to do on this car here. And if you don't know this channel or me, that's my car, not somebody else's. Not somebody else's. Anyway, there is a little video I've just posted on this channel because I received a gift. I received a gift in the post. Look, I had no idea I was getting it. I didn't know what it was. And now I've unwrapped it and done a video about that. I still don't know who sent it, but I know why they've sent it. So you'll have to watch that to find out. And maybe whoever it was that did send it only watches the other channel and they won't see this one. So they'll have to wait until they see this particular product in motion before they even realize that I am very grateful. But I've no way of saying thank you otherwise because I don't know who sent it. Do I? Milk! Full fat milk! Yes! Full fat! It was 3.7% fat these days. Used to be 4%. Gosh, I miss the days of the old unpasteurized milk. You know, the other milk you used to get at school with the creamy bit at the top, and you're supposed to shake it, but instead what you do, you pop out the foil top and then lick out the creamy bit and then glug the rest of it. I wonder what percentage fat that milk was. Probably quite a bit higher and probably quite a bit better for you as well. Now then, should we, or should I, do the honourable thing and read some comments out? Because the only one I've read so far has been by the lovely Ross Dino Dad that's told me he's on his way to work, but he's clearly still here. And I don't really want to be responsible for him not going to work. So let's see who's arrived. Blair. Lovely to see Blair again. It's been quite a long time. I might just do a walk around with this like this. Blair, hey, Captain Mustard, it's been a very long time since we talked. How are you? Do you remember me? Of course I remember you. Of course I do. And it's lovely to see you again. Andrew Buttigieg is here, also known as Ivor Spotty Botty. What a terrible admission that is, eh? Nice to have you here. So that's the first 3 people in this live stream are in completely different countries to this one. Was it completely different? Could you have a partially different country? No, not really. But what I mean is, by completely different is quite a long way off. Emma Lemon, who isn't? Right, yeah, you want me to wear a Santa hat, don't you? I haven't got one. I've got a hard hat. I've got a hard hat, and I've got my flat cap, which is in the car. I'm surprised I haven't put that on because actually I am indeed really rather cold. Way too cold to be walking around hatless. That's what I'm doing. Hey, why are you walking around this weather hatless? Well, because I'm a bloody lunatic, that's why. I don't need anything to combat the cold on my head. Do you not? No. Far too much heat emanating from my skull, you see. Trying to get rid of some of it before tea time. That's the kind of thing you could expect, right? Hey everyone, hey, hi. Right, so happy Dino Delta passed a test, driving test, yes. Actually, yes, I did see a picture on Facebook and I wasn't entirely sure what that was about, but I presume that's what it was. But unfortunately, I was doing something else at the time and I didn't leave a comment or even like, but I do like. And here is my display of gratitude, not gratitude, but congratulations right now from Mustard to Dino Daughter. Well done. Well done indeed. Oh, coffee, tea, or me, says Andrew Buttigieg. What? What does that mean? Congrats, Dino Girl, yes. Afternoon, says the Greenwood. Yes, the Greenwood, my moderator, is in the house. Oh, is in the shed. Hey, what are you doing in the shed? Not in the shed, are you? Because you're in the house. Thank you very much for being here. Afternoon, you'll have to speak up. The person upstairs is drilling. That's not going to make any difference. Puts headphones on. Hope you're well, Mustard. Hi all in chat. That's very polite. That covers everything, doesn't it? It's saying hello to everyone. It's being nice to me. And it's also being, well, rather nice to the person upstairs that's making the noise. Rather than just shouting upstairs and saying, stop that drilling. I mean, obviously it's clear you need to make some holes in something, but I don't want to listen to it. I'm fed up with that CD. I got bored with it. It was 24, and now I don't listen to drilling anymore. Loving the Xmas lights, Captain, says Harry Snid. Yeah, they're all right, aren't they? Hey, imagine me having a little festive place to hang about in during the daytime. Oh, I mean, it's going to look particularly nice when the light, the natural light disappears. Oh, well, I might have shown that. I might have shown a little bit of that on the video the other day. Oh, for some reason, I can now at this distance, which is what, 3'2" away from my phone, actually read some of the comments out at this distance. And do you know why? Because I'm kidding myself, I can't. Hello, the Greenwood. Hello, Trace. Hello, right now. See, this is the trouble. Even if I could read the comments at that distance, which I can, so I can just about, as long as I know what kind of words you're using, I can't reach. Look, how long's my arm going to be? My arm is going to be, what, nearly 3 foot long, I suppose, and I can't reach. I am about a foot off. Excellent. Brilliant. What do we like then? Is anybody else cold? Is anybody else too warm? Is anybody else in a lockup in England wishing they were somewhere else? Because I'm not. I'm in a lockup in England, quite happy and content where I am, rubbing my hands and speaking to all of you lovely people. Oh dear, one retracted message already from Perry S, or is that Perry's? Probably Perry S. Hi, Harry. I've run out. Can I read? Now, here's the thing. From this distance, I can't read it because I don't know the words. So I have to go a bit closer. You looks like... right, hang on. Here we go again. Lucius Malfoy with that hair. Who's that? Well, don't answer it if you don't really want to do. Only answer it if you really want to do. I don't even know why my name is in green. Did I join as a member after lots of wine the other night? Well, I guess you must have done, because I can't put your name in green. There was a little while back, Dave Smith dished out some channel memberships, and maybe you took one of those. I don't know, but that was over a month ago, wasn't it? And I'm sorry if you've accidentally joined the channel. Sorry, sorry indeed. Hello, buddy, says Amazing Studios. How are you? Amazing Studios, or Amazing Studios. Well, I'm okay. But do I know Amazing Studios? Do I know you? Do I know you? Or are you just being friendly? Well, you could tell me if you like. Oh, right, there's a new one. See, this is the thing, because we had a little flurry of oh, bloody air. Ah. I'm planning on cutting my hair. I mentioned this, didn't I? Because it's getting just a little bit too unruly. It's actually easier to read these things out while stood like this. Maybe I should have a walk around the yard and make myself look completely insane. Or maybe not. I can't. Tobics edits. Tobics. You looks like Thor. Yeah, that's more like it. That is a nice thing to say, I presume. Oh, Andrew Buttigieg. Depends on what type of pie, though. What pie? Mustard loves doing these unpacking videos. Well, I do actually. They're all right, aren't they? Because it means somebody sent you something, and that's always really nice. So I'm encouraging anyone who wants to send things. Yeah, please do so. Please do so. I'll happily make a video of me unboxing something brilliant when you haven't got a clue what it is to start with. And I even thought, because I mean, these unboxing videos on the YouTube and TikTok and everywhere else are very popular. They're very popular indeed. And to be honest, I don't really know why. It's not the kind of thing I'd watch. I mean, I've just done an unboxing video. I'm not going to watch it back. No. I mean, you might want to do, but I don't really see any need to because I was there at the time. But if people want to see it, then I may as well give it to them somewhere, hadn't I? You're right, yes. Lucius Mafoy, I don't know who that is. Where's the turkey? Asks Basil or Basleel Tadale. Where are you from? That's an interesting name. Hey, Mustard and friends and other people. Stephen S. Paul, thank you. Give me turkey. Gold top. Is that a type of milk? Do a Steve Berry and don't read anything. Too late for that. Oh, look, I wish I could do a Steve Berry and not read anything because let's be honest here. Steve Berry is a very, very articulate man, and he's a very quick-witted and educated man as well. There's so much more going on upstairs than what you realise. He knows something about absolutely everything. He's a challenge. He's a challenge to have a conversation with. No, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean he's great to have a conversation with, but try and outwit him. he's an exceedingly clever man. Hello, friend, says Haji Jodib. Too many names I don't really understand. Don't be upset with me if I can't read your name out because I don't really know how you're supposed to read it out. Please just accept that that's the way it is. I'm going to turn off the lights in here actually because it might make it even more festive and it might make the glare go away. Well, it will make the glare go away. Or it might just be too dark. But it's not. Actually, it's kind of cool. I like that. That's a rather comforting glow. And you can't even see the lights, can you? You can't even see the lights at this point. What this looks like right now is I'm stood down a back street somewhere for some reason with a roof on it, and I'm just chatting from a cold nightclub, and I've just been kicked out for not being a very good bouncer. And so instead of going home and moaning or going on the internet and complaining to Basildon Council, I've just stopped and had a chat. This looks great. Yeah. This should be my default live stream thing. But could I improve it by simply having a bit more light somewhere else? Or changing this, moving this over here. Oh, don't trip, because I really don't want to drop my phone, etc. No, I don't. There? No, it's too dark, you see? So this is why you've got to do these kind of experiments. Where it normally goes, which is there, and I think we'll agree, yeah, it's too dark. It was perfect where it started, which is right next to the kettle. So I'm bringing you back next to the kettle, which someone's given me £10. Somebody's given me £10. Woo! Woo, mama! Right, I'll do that again. Woo, mama! I haven't normally got the impetus to do such a thing, but I'm going to go, woo, mama! Oh gosh, what a knob! That looks to me like Greg. I'll get to it in a minute, but it looks like Greg. Greg's bung me a £10 and a penny. Wow! I mean, that's fantastic. It's being gifted channel members, being watching the videos, any of these kind of things. What a fabulous thing! Wow! Thank you so much. If it is Greg, I'll find out in a minute because I don't want to press that just in case I make anything go wrong. Instead, I'm going to stand here with this rather. This is making me think I shouldn't have my hair cut after all, because now I think I actually look quite cool. I might even really want to do myself a little shot of this as a new profile picture on Facebook, because every month I thought I'm going to have a new Facebook profile so you can see I'm somebody who changes. I'm doing things. I'm not just static. I don't just stand there like one of those like things outside a shop where you put slot coins in the head. No, I move around and I do things and I talk and I come up with ideas. And this is where probably being in the lockup works better for me, doing live streams. There's nobody around. Nobody can hear me except for you lot. I mean, it's... Huh? Wow. Another one. And I can see for definite this time it is Dino Dad. Oh, gosh, indeed. What have I done to deserve such a wonderful outcome? That is 20 Australian dollars, which equates to £10. Fantastic. Thank you. Do you know what? That's worth a slug of tea. Thank you so much. And Dino Dad, you were supposed to be going to bed as well, because it's rather, well, it's not the best time for being awake, is it, in Australia land? You can tell I'm grateful, can't you? Let's come back to some more comments then anyway. I've had a lot of problems and I could not watch your channel, says Blair. I am in the important years of my studies. I'm sorry. Please don't be sorry about studying, because you do your studying. That's far more important than watching me. Even on the other channel where I try and do things that are better. I don't want anyone to think that you're letting me down by not watching what I'm doing. Please, honestly. Geez, if I go to work, I'll get divorced. I'm going to bed. Oh, if I go to work, I'll get divorced. I'm going to bed. I'm programming lesson right now. Saying, oh, Puddy Cat's here as well. Gosh, we were all excited to see Puddy Cat. If only I was at home and my little girls were there, because for some reason they really like you, Puddy Cat. And I don't know whether it's the jokes that you tell that they shouldn't be listening to, or whether it's just the name that's like, well, Pussy Cat that's kind of misspelled. Hey, Toddy, Puddy Cat. That's the one, isn't it? Thanksgiving here in the USA. A great day to drink booze all day. Well, a great reason. Yeah, I suppose so. Right, how'd you say that one? CBR boy 76. CBR boy 76. Hi, sat here watching the live stream while a nice man washes my truck. Excuse my nose. Thank you. I am quite a long way off being paid on this channel, of course, but if I just get back into actually making some videos on a regular occurrence, maybe my viewing figures will start to go up, and maybe at some point it could even, maybe even compete with my other channel. That's a very, very long way off, though. I mean, such a long way off that it's I can't even think about it happening, but I'm going to do. I love the coloured lights, says Dino Dad. I have them all year in my patio over the past 10 years. Every night they make me smile. And that's kind of how I think too. I mean, it's not really a Christmas thing as such. It's just that that's the time of year things like this become available, and so you buy them. But clearly I like colourful things. I also like dark and somber things as well. But if I was given the choice of something colourful or something dark and somber, I'd have the colourful thing. I would. I really would. Of course I would. That's why I've got a colourful car. That's why the car that is going to be my daily for next month is a rather exciting colour, which is neither blue or green. You can't really make its mind up which one it is. And I like it because of its colour. Simple. And it's not showing off about it either. It just happens to be rather pleasant to look at. What a way to go through. Ooh. I cannot see from far away. I suffer with night-sightedness, says Blair. It's very cold here. I wish I'd taken a jacket with me. All right, Lucius Malfoy is from Harry Potter world. Jason Isaacs played him. He looks handsome with that hair. What, me or him? And I had 3 boiled eggs today. Do you still like boiled eggs for dinner, asks Dino Dad. Yes, I do. In fact, that's what I've eaten today so far. And of course, it's beyond lunchtime here. Beyond lunchtime. I don't know what time it actually is. Well, anyway, it's over time where I got up, did some things, then went off to Hebden Bridge to go and collect a friend of mine to bring him back here so that we could go back over to Littleborough and do a little car exchange thing. It will all be revealed quite soon. There's a little thing going on, which, gosh, I'm so far behind with my videos on the other channel. Kenneth, the Rover 75 did a rescue, put it that way. Did a rescue, did a sterling job. One day it wasn't working, the following day rescuing a bigger car than itself. And I have some dealings to do with this deal quite soon. A lot of things to do with this particular thing to deal with. And my friend came around today and he's borrowed the Land Rover. Yes, the Land Rover Freelander that I had here. He's taken away, and I hope he likes it. Now, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the fact that I don't know what time it is. Yeah, and so I've eaten 2 boiled eggs so far today, which isn't a lot, but it's enough to keep me going. Lots of the ladies and many of the men agree, Blair, about whatever it was. Yes. Mustard the muff magnet. It's been a while since I've heard that one before. Does that still work whilst I'm in the dark with my glasses on though, drinking a cup of tea? Oh gosh. Right, my moustache needs to be reduced because when you drink tea, if you've got a moustache, ladies, you'll find that the moustache soaks up some of the tea. And that's unpleasant because you want to drink tea and have a dry outer face, don't you? You want the inside to be wet and the outside to be dry, okay? Not a combination of the two. And having a moustache, not a beard, the beard's okay unless you happen to spill it, which I don't really tend to do. Then you end up with tea all over your face. That's not right, is it? Until he cuts his hair. No. I'm not going to cut it loads. I was just going to cut maybe that much off, but I want to do it myself. I want to do it with the understanding of how things work that I naturally have. Cut my own hair and do a better job of it than what somebody else would do without having to, reach around the back or what have you. There must be a way of doing it. There has to be. There must be people who cut their own hair and do a good job of it. That's what I think. On or off, on or off. Oh, it looks like we've got another joke from Putty Cat. So I woke up. Right. I've just. This is typical. I've just had a message through Facebook Messenger inquiring about the Freelander right now. I knew that would happen. I really did. So I woke up to a BJ this morning's GLTs the last time I sleep on the train with my mind. Oh, right, I see. I see. Drove past Boaty's gaff earlier, says CRB boy. Saw his new car. He's planning on becoming a hairdresser. Oh. Right, yes. Now, it was Greg Anderson, which is what I thought. So let's give that a like as well. And what's not happened this year has been the meetups. There's just one meetup planned, and then it had to be cancelled because the motorway was being cut off. Hello, hopefully we will get to a PN meetup soon, as it's been a while, it has. But of course, Greg, you are, as with many people, and most in fact, welcome to just pop down the yard whenever you feel like it. The kettle is always ready to be switched on, to the extent where I'm surprised I haven't worn it out. Kettle, tea, drinks, and chat. Nobody gets drunk, but everybody has a laugh. Thank you very much, Greg. You're a very, very kind man. I appreciate it. 2. Oh, the lights look lovely, says the Greenwood. Hey, they do. They're right, aren't they? I loved your energy, says Blair. Is that my energy right at the moment? Well, it's helping. My fingers are still cold, but the rest of me is now okay, which is a start. I'm crying at whoa, mother. Well, you never know. If I get some more likes, I might just do it again. Yeah, a very excited mustard. Right, £10. That's kind of heavy. Dance, monkey boy, like your life depends on it, Dino Dad. Oh gosh, right, hang on. Wait a minute. See, the thing is, I've got to actually do something for the money now, haven't I? I don't know how to dance. Look, I've got my feet in the same place, because the trouble is, what I can't really do is be jumping up and down. Oh, I just kicked Nigel. Sorry, Nigel. Sorry, mate. Now, I noticed this earlier on. When people come to the yard, they actually say hello to the car. Isn't that cool? Doesn't that show just how much personality exudes from this little Rover 25? And look at it in the lockup now with all these lights glistening all over it. Isn't he a fabulous little chap? Hey, don't you think so? Don't you think so? There he is, awaiting some work, patiently, not asking for anything other than just to be fixed. It's not a lot, is it? Poor little thing. I have no plan on driving this car again this year. Next year, that's when it's going to happen. But in the meantime, it will get fixed. But I've got a few things to do. But I think the end has come for this car to be driven in the cold and the salty conditions. So it's going to semi-retire. I mean, you could say it's already done that because it's just a car that isn't really needed. It's not. I don't depend on it. I mean, it's been dependable, but it's just been here. It's been my play toy thing, and that's how it should exactly be. It should be just something that is there for the joy of having, and for the faces that actually light up when they see it, because many people do. Many people see this car and they look happy, they look amazed, they look bemused. There are other faces as well, but I'm not really bothered about those ones. Those ones can go somewhere else. Captain Mustard is shocked, says Blair. I wasn't. I don't think. I was actually. I was a bit by that. Yeah. I really miss you, says Blair. You give me positive energy to complete my day. Even my grandfather would sometimes ask about you. That's a rather lovely thing to say. Thank you very much. If you're going to give energy to somebody, make sure it's positive. That's what I say. Oh, that's what I have just said anyway. It's never too late to go to bed when you're between jobs. What kind of jobs? What kind of jobs? And the Greenwood, regarding your hair, the purple light is giving it an interesting glow. Looks good. Oh, there's a point. I suppose it is looking a bit purple. What if? Could we have it there? There's something else, isn't it? Now I look like. Now I do look like a rather. Oh, balls! What's the word? I forgot what the word is. There's a word for this, and I definitely can't remember what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, Bohemian. I look like a Bohemian bouncer in a Romford nightclub, don't I? If I put my specs up there, I look even more like I don't really care whether you take the first punch, because I'm going to clock you back, and you're not going to be thinking you're so cocky next time, are you? No, no, you're not. Hey? No, I'm not going to offer you a fight. Oh, right, yeah, so there. Puttycat, happy Thanksgiving, and how's it going, Mustard? Has she kicked you out again? Oh, wow, you could say that. But, I mean, I do come down here every day, or practically every day, to do whatever it is I want to do. So, probably not. The only thing is that the light's not quite good enough on the old Fizzog there, is it? Whereas there, it really is. The blue rinse set. I had considered something like that. You know, I have a feeling of freedom in my life where, just like the Tony and the Bandit river boots, when I was working at the cable place, I would never have driven Tony Blackburn's face on my boots. But it's just that, you know, I had the freedom to do it. I can just do that if I want to do. I can just write on my own boots. Who's going to tell me off? Yes, nobody is. And that is a wonderful thing. And it makes me think I can do more stuff like that. So I had considered I could go and get some blue hair dye and act like a 20-year-old girl, putting bits of colour in there and there and everything. I'm thinking I look oh so trendy, but of course I don't. I just look like a madman. And that's maybe exactly what I'm aiming for. But not actually mad, just somebody that simply doesn't care whether anybody disagrees. And that bit there, the not caring if anybody disagrees, is the most liberating thing you can ever experience. And I experience it quite a lot. Thank you very much. If only I could read these without having to keep... my grandmother had blue hair, but probably not naturally, Peter P. Personally, I like darker colours more. I like blood red and shades of green. Well, that's long gone on my bonce, isn't it? I could pretend that this is my natural hair colour. Wait a minute, I don't have to pretend this is my natural hair colour, isn't it? It's just that 10 years ago, it was a different colour. Chris Brown is here. Hey, Mustard, how's it going? Well, I think it's going all right, actually. Oh, no, I mean, you look handsome with that hair. Well, thank you. Isn't it nearly 3 p.m? It could be. And if you are in where Blair is, it's 4:53, which is a difference of 2 hours. Is it? Oh, gosh, my digits are freezing cold. I might have to get the hairdryer out again. Put the hairdryer on, up the top, stick the hands inside like that, and then, you know, they get warmed up. Either that, or what you do is the other one hand in pocket technique, where you use one hand for gesticulation and the other one for warming. So you warm one hand up whilst you swing the other one around, doing all this kind of thing like some sort of, unwanted magician. And then when the other hand's warmed up, you swap over and go back to being a left-handed magician instead. Not very convincing, but it's worth a go, isn't it? Tell me if you disagree. Huh. Come on. Anyway, I think me cutting my own hair would make quite a cool video. So it's just a matter of me being brave enough to actually get on and do it. You look slimmer, Mustard. Do I? It's a bit difficult to tell whilst I've got a coat on in the dark, isn't it? Because it's quite dark in here. I've got a coat on that's black and it's zipped up to try and stop me from being too cold. Yes, my grandfather suffers from this problem too. What problem's that then, Blair? Getting grey hair or waffling uncontrollably? I'm sure your daughters will cut your hair for you, Mustard. Well, I'm sure they wouldn't, actually, because they don't want me to have my hair cut. And the only way to do it is to do it without them noticing. And I think I can do that just by doing a little bit. Last time I trimmed my beard, they complained at me. And so, yeah, I've got to be a bit careful because I quite like being a hairy man, but they insist that I remain about as hairy as I possibly can be for some reason. I don't know why. What's so good about being hairy? Being a proper hairy head, hairy face kind of thing. Maybe I should ask them, would you like it if I had a hairy forehead as well? Sweeney Todd was pretty good at haircuts. Oh dear, look, we've had has somebody been naughty? I want to have a look to see how naughty you've been. All right, there's probably just a bit of a repetition there by Funksky40. Puttycat says, my boss pulled up at work in his new car this morning and I complimented him on it. He said, if you work hard, set goals, stay determined and put in long hours, I can get even better on next year. Excellent. I like that. Thank you very much. Still not happy with that lighting now. Well, maybe the thing is what's happening though is the light may be starting to dwindle a little bit outside, and so that might be why. In a minute, I'm just going to experiment and move it somewhere else anyway. I really wanted to meet you, but you live very far from me. You are on a continent, and I am on the other continent. Yes, that's right. That's right, because I am in the UK, Blair. Almost as good as Hubnut's hammer dance. Hubnut did a hammer dance. What about on the roof of the Nigel? How about there? I'm careful when it comes to putting things on the roof of my car because actually I don't want to scratch the paint. But it is covered in constantly waxy things to make it a bit more durable anyway. And so it should actually be all right. Look at this, I'm actually getting fussy now about where the camera is situated. But I like that. I like that now because you can see some lights in the background. You can see a giraffe there. You can see I'm stood in front of a fridge and a violin. I think that has everything. Where I put these coloured bits over on the other wall there, on the door rather, and my intention was that was going to be an area where I could do live streams and do videos and stuff like that. So you've always got something going on in the background that isn't just complete tat. But with a bit of reduced light and this colour, I think you get something just as good. I'm happy with this. I really am. I feel like I'm getting somewhere. Need a mirror ball to look up. I need a mirror ball in the lockup. That'd be interesting. Mustard goes disco. Your car looks amazing, says Blair. You look like the hitman was. You look like the hitman was his name. Well, Pete Waterman, yeah. Oh, there's a new name that I don't know of actually. That is Shirley Dennis, aka D. Who in the world is this cocky guy? I'm not cocky. I'll have you know I'm not in the slightest bit cocky. I'm not really. I mean, I might pretend to be. Or did you say cockney? Maybe you're getting mixed up with Cockneys and being cocky, but I'm definitely not a Cockney. I'm not even a Cockney or a Cockney or a Cockney. No, 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 no. I'm in the wrong part of the country to be a Cockney. Not that you'd know. Mark the Vicar is here. More her. More her. Our cheeseburger, General Cheeseburger, Pete Water Sports, MGTFPB. Hi, I've been wanting to come and visit you in passing. Is that okay? Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. Now, lots of people are a bit worried about disturbing me, and they say they don't want to stop me from my work. Well, if you are disturbing me, I would just say, like, I need to get on now. Because, obviously, I do have things I have to do, but I am always happy to have visitors. Peace out, says D. Blue hair dye would look like Phyllis from Coronation Street. Is Phyllis still in Coronation Street? On Afternoon All. There we go. The Greenwood, 4 months of being a channel member of the channel membership called Not Too Salty. And of course, I thought, well, £1 a month, or £99 a month, 99 pence a month would be £99 a month. Has anybody got channel members with that kind of costs involved? I wonder if they have. Because it does occur to me that if you have like super fans who just have way too much money, they might pay that kind of thing. Because like, well, I might as well give it to you, I don't know. Yeah. Wow, Jim. Right, I heard about Jimmy Quinn coming back, but I've not seen him so far. General Cheeseburger, of course, has been knocking about on my live streams quite a bit, haven't you, matey? Oh, look, I found a button to press. It's too cold to work, Ross. I want to dye my hair black, dark red, but my mother doesn't want me to do that, says Blair. Yes, it must be Christmas, Ross. I can't believe Jimmy Quinn posted birthday wishes to me. I'm dead on midnight. He must have been poised and ready and lurking. Yeah, in case it's not too late, the Greenwood was the Greenwood's birthday yesterday. Thank you very much. It was also somebody else's birthday yesterday. It was somebody else's birthday, and that's why I was just a little bit distracted yesterday, in case you didn't know, but I was. Most of my day yesterday was spent with some sorts of birthday things going on. And this is the birthday of my 2 little girls, who are now 11. Nice age to be, they say. Not sure if I agree, but may as well be positive about it and pretend to agree. They are 11 now. And it's also the 23rd birthday of my car called Kenneth. That's the one thing I'm really excited by. Kenneth didn't require anything though. In fact, come to think of it, Kenneth sat outside the house, didn't even move. I didn't say hello to him. I didn't get inside. It didn't get driven. I mean, it would be difficult to drive a car without getting inside it first, wouldn't it? I mean, these days it isn't, because obviously cars are much cleverer than the people that drive them. And so you can just ask it to do something and it does it. Isn't that interesting? You know how people think that they're really good drivers, but automatically they're beaten by the machine that they're in, that isn't even a person that can drive better than what they can. That must be really rather upsetting. And at that point they think, well, I'm not going to bother any longer, and they give up. And as conspiracy theories go, that's one maybe I wouldn't mind agreeing with, that actually, you know, with the governments want us out of cars, and they're going to prove it by, well, I mean, one way is to make us all feel inadequate, and you get in your own car and it can drive better than you, and it hasn't even got personality or anything to prove. Yeah. He was in your garden. You look like Gandalf on the Gandalf on the dole. That's a term I've not heard for a while. The dole. What is the dole? Was that an acronym for something, or was it just a word? I can't remember. Anyway, maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Uh-huh. Ross, the Labour government are stopping that. Being a wizard has its employment challenges. Right. Oh, being hairy keeps you warm, says Emma Lemon. It does. It does. It makes quite a difference. Because it's another layer, isn't it, to trap air. Now, I don't tend to get rid of this bit very often, but I do like to trim these bits down and just use the old trimmer on them. And on a day like this, if I do that, I will feel instantly cold. It's not going to stop me from doing it, though. FFS, says the Greenwood. I just spat water all over my keyboard. Would you like me to have a shiny forehead too? Now, I haven't got a cold, but the amount of men I see outside in the cold and they've got stuff dripping off their noses, and I think that's awful. I hate the idea of something dripping off my nose. I wouldn't like that at all. I don't even want to talk to someone who's doing that. Never mind be witnessed doing it. And it depends on what it drips as well. If it drips onto something that actually would just soak it up, like your cup of tea, or somebody else's cup of tea that you're actually giving to them, that'd be awfully embarrassing, wouldn't it? It's the most embarrassing thing you can do when it comes to making a cup of tea for someone. I mean, it's just a lockup in the north. There may be the assumption that the water isn't hard enough. There may be the assumption that because it's outside, maybe the mice have been in the cups and you haven't washed them out properly. I don't know. You know, some people are really fussy about these kind of things and they think, oh, it's outside, it's going to be full of germs, and germs are bad for you, and germs make you ill and make you have to spend time in hospital. But no, they don't, not really. But worse than any of this would be you make a cup of tea and you're handing it to your guest, and as you do it, bloop. Not really that you'd be having a cup of tea that wasn't going to be consumed by you that close to your face, but just the thought is enough for me to be really rather discomforted by it. Yeah, discomforted. And I don't want that. I hope this live stream's okay for you today. Well, look at this, I've been going for nearly an hour and I haven't got myself thinking I best go just yet. And that's because I'm a Londoner. Forehead sound ominous. Deleted that person, says the Greenwood, because he's a what? A weirdo. Weirdo. That's a new term. Was on Boaty's chat the other night. Deleted there too. Right. Okay. Well, I don't really need to know why or what a weirdo actually is. Gandalf the mustard, says Stephen S. Paul, which I am going to assume is a nice thing. I am. I'm going to assume it's a nice thing and act like it is, even if it isn't. I meant curious, not ominous. Either works for me, Emma. Now, Cheeseburger, Mustard's Disco. He could play Fred Wedlock, the oldest swinger in town. Fred the Shed Wedlock. How cool would that be? No. You need a yard reindeer, says Emma. I don't. I've got a dog, but dog's not here today. Dog's not coming to the yard because it's just too cold. You know, now dogs have got like a hairy coat, haven't they? And this should be kind of okay. But what about their feet? And my dog's got particularly big feet. Yeah, she has got really big front feet. I don't know why she has bigger front feet than bigger, the rear feet. Back legs are not as impressive. And she sort of stands with them quite far away like that. And so that means there's an awful lot of contact with the ground, with the cold ground, isn't it? There's more cold going into the beans, bigger beans, you see. And that means that she's going to get cold outside, unless she just sits in the car. But she'd get bored with that after a while, surely, shouldn't she? Yeah. What do you think? But those are, yeah, front feet bigger than the rear feet. Makes her look like she's a proper front wheel drive. And that can't be right, because all dogs are actually four wheel drive, even if there's more of a bias for the front, which normally there isn't. Oh, the Rolling Stone. Oh, hang on. Am I missing something there? A bit too warm to work here, funnily enough. Maybe I should do a channel from this side. Maybe I should just find a way of living somewhere warm, because I like being outside and I prefer not to be cold. Oh, the Rolling Stones, I can't get no contraception. Don't piss off the Cockneys, says Stephen S. Paul. How could I piss off the Cockneys? How could I? By saying Cockney? Or not being able to pronounce the word, anything with a TH in it? No, they're made of sterner stuff than that. They don't get upset that easily, I'm sure. I've been on your live streams. Yes, Captain, they are good. Thank you. Thank you, Cheesy. Thank you, Cheesy. I've got to go now, sorry. See you soon, Captain. Bye-bye, says Blair. Thank you very much, Blair, for being here. I think that there's an OnlyFans site where they charge you more than 99 pence a month. Well, yeah, maybe, but this isn't really the same thing. Although I'm not even going to challenge that. Mark the Vicar. Hello, Mark the Vicar. I think I have a super fan. Someone called the DWP keeps sending me money. Thank you, Mustard. The birthday clap. Happy birthday to Cabbage and Poppy. Yes, it's not those ones, of course. From Google, unemployment benefits are also referred to as the dole. Receiving benefits is informally called being on the dole. Yeah, I know that, but actually the word dole, doling something out, that's really what it is, isn't it? I had a little bit of a gap then in things I do know and things I'm trying to figure out as I'm going along, and I couldn't make the connection. Oh yes, there we go. See, this what Greenwood always does. I ask a question, she gives me the answer just as I've already realised what it is. Dole here means archaic expression, one's allotted portion, from the synonymous Old English word dal. Is that they said dal? I thought dal was Indian split beans. Well, it is. It is. Oh, stop it! We have everything here. Work out occasionally what we do with wildlife that sometimes tries to kill us. Apart from that, all fun. Derogatory term here traces dole, bludger, someone who'd rather stay on the dole instead of working. There are plenty of people like that. My dog doesn't move. Apparently he's on pause. Thank you, Mark the Vicar. Very nice little joke indeed. Oh, they're wobbly on the roof. Throw a wobbly on the roof of your Rover. Well, I first started driving a Rover because it was available cheap. And I thought, well, that car will do for me, won't it? And I drove it and I thought, do you know what? It ain't half bad, actually. Maybe I'll keep it a bit longer than the couple of weeks I originally planned on keeping it for. Yes, it was supposed to be just a stopgap. And suddenly I found myself liking it more than I was expecting. And then I decided to keep it for a bit longer than I was expecting. And would you believe it? 15 years later, I'm still driving the bloody things. That is exactly what I did. Believe it or not. Don't know why I said all that then. Oh, Smashing Pistons is here. Smashing peanuts and pomegranates together in a little fight to see which is the strongest. And of course we know it's going to be Pistons. Thank you, Simon. Rob Boone is here as well. It says test. I don't know why I said test. Birthday clap. Mustard hasn't given that to anyone in years. That's true, I haven't actually. Not since the tablets. Oh wow, look at this. I've actually caught up with the comments. Caught up with the comments. Well done me. Thank you very much. I shall take my prize and hand it back to the person who gave it to me. Yes. Wow, it's not a wonderful feeling. It's just nice to feel that I haven't actually been neglecting the comments like what some of you have said Steve did. Well, I mean, if I was the kind of person who could endlessly spin out anecdotes like he can, I probably would neglect them a little bit myself, wouldn't I? How's everyone doing? Asks Pistons. Well, they'll tell you. We just call it rock and roller dolo when I was a lad. Oh, GPS OMG's here. Yes. Why? Majid from Iran is here. I've had clap a few times. Usually you scrape it off. Tablets. I thought it was cream for the clap. Right. Well, there we go. I have actually done it. I've caught up. It's not like the purpose of doing a live stream is to just catch up with comments. No, it's to do other things as well, isn't it? Oh, bollocks. I don't believe it. I mean, really, I'm a bit surprised by this. I made a cup of tea and it's just gone cold. Yep. I would definitely say that is a cold cup of tea rather than a warm one. So I'm going to just simply chuck it away. I'd ask you if you saw it, but you didn't because you were out of shot. Right, carry on experimenting with places to put the camera, because actually in here there are many places it won't go, because although the tripod is rather diddy, it's still too tall to fit on a shelf. So like these shelves here, for example, that you can't see are, well, they're a good 9 inches in height, whereas the tripod with the phone on is probably more like 12. So the best opportunity you have right now of seeing me make a cup of tea, because I know you all need to know how it's done, is for me to stand here looking even more festive than what I've done so far. Yeah, so let's do it. I'd like to say if I can get to 27 likes I'll have myself a beer, but I won't. I'm not going to have a beer. It's too early. It's daytime. I'm at work and I don't keep beer at work. Or do I? Well, it has been known for a gift or two to be given by the lovely people who know the man known as Mustard, which is me. And so in this fridge, in this rather dirty fridge, because it needs another bit of detailing, I will find this beer still in there. I've still got this beer. How long has it been there? How much out of date is it now? Do I at one point dare drink it, just to prove to myself that you can't really make yourself ill drinking beer? And I'm sure I could see a date on it at one point. I really can't now. Gosh, that's disappointing. I feel like I'm just wasting your time, because I was going to give you something interesting to think about, which is the date on a beer of where you should drink it by, and I can't even give you that. I don't know why, but now normally my fridge doesn't smell too fresh because of having milk in there, bits of spilt milk, all this kind of thing. You know, it's just an outdoor fridge. It's not really kept deliberately and wonderfully clean, and it doesn't get used a great deal. So about a year back, I did actually steam clean it, and it made it a lot better. But then a funny kind of smell of of milk came back again. And I don't know why, because I've not even been spilling anything. But at the moment, for some reason, yeah, it smells. It smells like Christmas. Yeah, my fridge is celebrating this time of year by being smelly in a different way. And I wasn't expecting that. I've never known it to happen before. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's just my imagination making me more happy to open up my fridge. Maybe the fridge is trying to take away some of my Scrooge-like nature and and helping me share what I don't have. And that is everything I don't have. Isn't that great? You don't need to have something to share it if all you're doing is sharing something you don't have. So I'm sharing everything with you. I'm sharing the wealth that I'm sharing my wealth with you. Like you've just done with me, except you don't get anything back because I haven't got any. Except for that £20 that I've got now. If you're confused, I don't blame you. But I'm not, so I'm not sure why you would be. Is Gary Glitter coming on next? Asks General Cheeseburger. Coming on what next? If the tea is cold, it must be Turbo Tom's. Oh, well, yes, I mean, I have been thinking of just keeping a cup of tea aside, just in case he ever comes back here. So he's got one ready to enjoy. Do you have a diesel heater in the workshop? Asks how or who? Me. No, I don't. But I do have a burner thing over there. But I've yet to rig it up so that the exhaust pipe, the flue, will go through the roof. Now, ideally, what I really need to do is have it so that cut a hole in the roof so it can be done properly. But there's just one thing with that, and I don't actually own this building. It's just a lockup. I can't start carving holes in it when it's not even mine, can I? That's just not how you do things, is it? No, that'd be rude. And I'm not a rude man. I'm not. Even if I do look like it sometimes. Ah, right, yes, a 75 Tourer, yes. Maybe in the garage you should have a thermal cup. Maybe. Or what I could do, which I had done before, is take a car outside, get it properly warmed up so that the fan's starting to kick in, then bring the car in, open up the bonnet and close the door. I did that last year. It was quite effective. So you're just heating the lockup with the engine. And it doesn't take that long either with the petrol engine to actually warm it up properly. But of course we have Nigel here, which would be a perfect candidate for that because everything works quite nicely with that and it warms up very quickly. Gets nice and properly toasty hot, but also spills lots of oil everywhere, and I haven't got around to fixing it yet, though I do have the part available to me. It's in a box just over there, but it means taking parts of the engine into bits first, and that's exactly what I was referring to for anyone that was listening or watching at the start of this live stream, of getting your hands cold on bits of metal. It's just not particularly pleasant doing that kind of work whilst it's this cold. So I haven't done. It's just occurred to me actually that this picture here makes it look like I'm in a bar. So I've gone from being a bouncer in Romford or Tadcaster into just being a barman. Haven't I? What do you reckon? You can run diesel heaters on old engine oil. You just don't tell the council. Oh, I know. No, I know exactly that. I know exactly that. I thought I'd look out for an expiry date on my bottle of Jack Daniels. About a week in my house. Put a lemon in the fridge, that will help. Ah, yes, of course, GPS. Oh, that's so 1980s. The lights remind me of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Yes. Yeah. Oh, do you know what? You get occasionally a reminder of a film or something like that. Close Encounters of the Third Kind isn't a particularly good film. It's really cheesy, but it's one I saw when I was whatever age it was, when it came out, maybe about 12 or something, and I found it to be just a bit fascinating. I love the big potato hill. I love the music. I love the whole film. Really, I love the whole America being a bit more advanced in homeware and stuff like this, and having bigger fridges and just having a more comfortable life than what we did in Great Britain. And it makes me want to watch it. It does. It makes me want to watch it. I watched the film the other day because of that one of those thoughts that happen during the daytime that sort of stick there long enough for you to actually do something about it. But it's not a particular popular film, is it? It's not like you can go onto Netflix and find it there. At least I don't think it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, best bar ever. Huh. I think a diesel heater would be easy if you run the exhaust through the gap in the door. It probably would be, actually, yeah. The thing is, this place is so full of gaps that that's exactly what I was thinking with that heater that I have, because there's a gap around the top about that thick. When I first came into this lockup, it just had old clothes all stuffed in all the gaps. And, well, I didn't like the idea of having somebody else's old clothes in the gap, so I just got rid of everything. But because it probably really didn't make that much difference anyway. But yeah, I mean, make use of the gaps by sticking something through, and then closing up the gaps with some expanding foam. That would be the answer. Every year, I think I really should do something about this place to make sure it's warm for the summer. I mean, for the winter, and then I don't. And during the summer as well, I think I really should be doing something to make sure it's cool for the summer, because this is a metal roof. So when it's hot outside, it's even hotter in here. As if you know how temperature works, you'll understand why. Play us some tunes from the film Mustard. That tune, right? Do 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 do. It's not that. No, I'm thinking of the wrong key. I can't think of the starting note. Now, like many musicians, I can pick a tune out, but unlike many, I can't do it unless I've got the first note right. If I start off with the first note as the wrong note, the rest of it doesn't make any sense. So I need to know what the key is in order to do it. If anybody knows, or if anybody's watching this live stream now, fancies doing a favour, quickly go and find that tune and tell me what the first note is, and then I'll be able to do it. Oh, we've got a visitor. Actually, we haven't got a visitor. We've got a neighbour coming in who's just about to whack the door and make a right old racket with the door as he opens it, because he's kicked the lock right the way across to make it difficult for anybody else coming and getting in and out. Of course, what he may not have realised this time is that nobody's been in and out, so he's had to kick it himself. Gulateri is here. Pauline Gulateri is here. Hello. A diesel heater with an exhaust running through a sealed 75 might work. Oh, Paul Newman's here. Oh, hang on. Octave lower, G-A-F. We actually got the answer to the question before it was asked, by the look of it. No. All right, hold on. Wait a minute. G? Can't be G. GAFFC. That's not right, surely. So it must be that instead. Is it that? No, it's not. Yeah, it's A. It's AC, not FC. What about if I did that with a do you remember that bit when it did that? Right. I've got something even deeper than I could do that with. That's the one. Anyway, that's just all a bit of a distraction, really, isn't it? Just like having your neighbour turn up. I stood over here before, didn't I? In the same place as I am now. And I thought this lighting was quite good. But now it doesn't look so good. And maybe that's just because it's gone just a bit too dark outside. Oh. I was getting to the point where it's quite possibly just a bit too cold as well. Let's go back on the roof of the car again, because we've just got used to this actually having plenty of colourful lights in the back, but as soon as they're not there, it's just not right. I'm getting fussy because now I don't want to see those horrible drawers. I just want it like that instead. And to be stood here and to be rather calm. The first note is H sharp, says Simon. My mate is a diesel heater. He runs it in a mix of red diesel and old cooking oil. Well, yeah, cooking oil is not exactly cheap to get hold of, though, is it? What about if it is used, though? Yeah, you need somebody kindly enough just to let you have the stuff, don't you? Or slappers pissing. All right. I run a music shop with my mates and don't play anything, says Paulie Gulatani. But there we go. B flat. B flat, C, A flat. Try to B flat. I'll do it later. We've already done that now, haven't we, really? But thank you anyway. Just typical, really. I just knew if I asked a question, probably the green would go and find out the answer for me. Mustard, Trace has the answer. Yeah, he can't hear me. Bontempi sales will be down at Christmas. Oh, right. That's an interesting thought. The GAF, Octave Below FC, sequence is when they're trying to get the attention of the aliens before they arrive. I just love the idea that there's a tune that you can play that attracts aliens. Rolf Harris is turning in his grave. Well, I didn't do it with a wobble board, did I? Trace, I just haven't seen the film. Did the aliens bomb the F out of us? No, they didn't. Shouting doesn't quite work on the live doings. On this live doing, shouting doesn't quite work on this live doings, says Andrew Buttigieg. I'll disagree with that. Shouting is what it's all about. I was at the park wondering why this frisbee kept getting bigger, and then it hit me. Oh, yeah, quite a sweet. Yeah, it it wasn't a horrible film, was it? It wasn't one with anything horrible. There wasn't even any can't even say that. There wasn't even any anal probing going on. It was right, okay, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Was that before E.T.? I think it was, wasn't it? I wonder if it was the inspiration behind E.T. because E.T. had quite a lot of the same quite nice bits to it, didn't it? But like with the proper alien, a proper alien that still people today say Gail Platt is, E.T. It's weird when so many people agree on something like that, and I do as well. I feel uncomfortable with it. Did the violate Sigourney Weaver? It's a different kind of alien film altogether. That. If you get too cold, get Jack Daniels out. I'm going to Jack Daniels. Has Boaty got his own theme tune? No, he hasn't. And like Emma Lemon wants a theme tune, and I've got one in my head. I just haven't recorded it just yet because I recorded a different one, which I just kind of made up as I went along, and I didn't like it, so I just got rid of it. So this other idea that I had, I was just humming it through whilst walking the dog the other day. But what I've got to do is I need to do it with my earphones because the earphones have got a microphone on. Unfortunately, it's got some sort of noise cancelling thing in as well, which actually makes the sound worse. But that's kind of how that should be done. Keep playing that, Boaty will turn up. It may be quite hard to believe, but I've actually crushed pianos and organs. E.T. was 1982. Dark Star was a good alien film. Yes, Close Encounters 1977 with Richard Dreyfuss. I bet Richard Dreyfuss, that's the first film he did after American Graffiti. Another film I really like. What does E.T.'s mother say when he came on? Where on earth have you been? Morons from Outer Space was good. Coneheads. Jimmy calls it with comments again by simply skipping a few here and there. When I was at school, they took us to watch E.T. at the cinema. I like the original Predator theme, says Paul. I keep wanting to call you Pauline. Of course, that's not right, is it? Now, American Graffiti was a classic film. It was a fabulous film. Another one of those where I watched it at quite an early age and was just a bit fascinated by it. American Graffiti, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Duel, Vanishing Point. Yeah. Anyway, I'm probably going to stop and go away now because I'm getting a bit too cold and I'm getting a bit too worried that I'm going on too much. Richard Dreyfuss was great as the very tightly wound psychiatrist in What About Bob? No, I've never seen that. Never even heard of it, in fact. Anyway, that is time for me to go. Hope you liked this live stream. I quite liked it. I like it when there's nobody about. I like it when I can just be a ball of pointless energy heading towards your face. That's what happened earlier on, and that's how it should always be. And probably at this moment now is where the viewers are going to start going up, because I don't really get particularly great views on my live streams, but I will do if I just keep doing them again. So, expect another one to be happening quite soon. I'll just make sure there's nothing else. Yes, they were classics. Oh, and the Italian Job, of course. And yeah, good to see you, General Cheeseburger, and I'm glad you're here, and glad to everyone who's been here today. Thank you very much. Okay, that is definitely the end, and I'm going to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.